people of the internet. So we've got the poem Jabberwocky, which I'm going to be reading first in English. The poem Jabberwocky is by Lewis Carroll, the guy who wrote Alice in Wonderland, which I assume most people know of. And it's full of sort of nonsense words that Lewis Carroll made up, which is why it's very interesting to read the German translation. And there are a bunch of different translations in other languages, but I'm only going to focus on the German one. And yeah, I'm just going to, like, this is my favorite poem, like, ever, almost. So. 'Twas brillig in the slithy toves, the gyre and gimble in the wabe, all mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought. So rested he by the tumtum tree, and stood awhile in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. Oh, frabjuste, calloo, callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toves, did gyre and gimble in the wabe, all mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. So the German title for the Jabberwocky is Der Jammerwoch, and it was translated by Robert Scott. Okay. Es brillig war, die schlichte Toven wirrten und wimmelten in Waben, und aller mimsige Burggoven die Murmelräth ausgraben. Bewahre doch vor Jammerwoch, die Zähne knirschen, Krallen kratzen. Bewahre vor Jubjubvogel vor, vom Josen Bande schnitzen. Er griff sein Vorpulsschwerten zu, er suchte lang das Mangsanding. Dann stehen unterm Tumtumbaum, der anzudenken fing. Als stand er tief in Andacht auf, des Jammerwochens Augenfeuer, durch Tulgenwald mit Wiffig kam, ein burbelnd Ungeheuer. 1, 2, 1, 2 und durch, sein Vorpulsschwert zerschnickerschnack, da blieb es tot. Er, Kopf in Hand, geläufig zog zurück. Und schluckst du ja den Jammerwoch? Umarme mich, mein böhmisches Kind, o Freudentag, o Halloschlag, erschüttert und frohgesinnt. Es brillig war, die schlichte Toven wirrten und wimmelten in Waben. Und aller mimsige Burggoven, die Murmelräth ausgraben. So obviously the grammar is slightly changed, like twas brillig, twas, they don't really have twas in German, so they had to say es brillig war, so, and then die schlichte Toven, slithy toves, they translate it such that it sounds very similar to that, only in German, in the German sort of tongue. So if you were a German person and you heard this read in German, then it would sound similar to if you are an American or if you were an English person, English-speaking person, who heard it. And it gets the same effect, whereas the nonsense of the thing I love about this poem is that the nonsense in the first and last stanzas it's so nonsensical. You don't really know what any of the words mean, but it has a very picturesque sort of vibe to it, where there's a dog jumping on my lap. It has a very sort of particular sort of kind of Wirten und Wimmelten, sort of slithy, sort of, you can't describe it really, but this first stanza, it gets a sort of feeling, it sets the tone of the poem, and the same thing happens in German. So you've got 1 through, 1, 2, through, and then, I mean, it's all pretty much the same. Of course, like, one's in English, one's in German, like, you know. So, after doing many takes of the Jabberwocky poem in German, because I haven't memorized it yet, I'm gonna actually try to memorize it so that I can walk up to people in the street and go like, Es brillig war, die schlichte Toven! Es brillig war, die schlichte Toven! Es brillig war die schlichte Toven.